Hello there and welcome back. This is the first video I shoot in 2023 and the first video I'm shooting in my new studio. Yes, I finally rent a proper place where I will put all of my instruments, where I shoot all of my video and create all of my music. It was something that I was dreaming since probably I was a teenager, and finally I take the plunge and decided to go full in. So in this video I wanna tell you my 5 main reasons why I decided to go with this decision, which give me few sleepless nights, but in the end now this is the first week I am spending here and I'm pretty excited and happy. So first thing first, what you see around is just a temporary things, because I'm gonna collaborate with a lot of brands, and little by little furniture will arrive, panels for the wall, instruments. So this is just a work in progress and I want to document it because a lot of people might be interested in what are the steps and what I am thinking, what is my process to create something that will actually enhance my workflow and creativity. So the kind of studio that I want to build, it's something that allows me to have hands-on control on instrument, in which I can record easily everything, use effects, use all the hardware that I have. So it's gonna be interesting and I'm super excited about that. Before going on, as usual, few ways in which you can support me, and at this point, your support is really important. You can subscribe to this channel and share this content. You can buy from the affiliate link down below, or you can become a Patreon. On Patreon, I do a lot of more in-depth content. I also do one-on-one, and soon I'm gonna launch a full course, a 3 months course, in which I will teach you things and take you from zero to an EP ready to be published. But that will come in a few weeks. All right, so let's talk about the 5 reasons why I choose to have a proper studio. And the number 1 might be not what you think, but what you think probably is number 5. So I always wanted to have a proper setup. A place that I built with some good reasoning and some goal in mind. So what I'm gonna do here is just like having whatever I need to push my creativity and help my workflow to thrive. More on that later in the next few videos. But also one main thing is like I never had the chance to listen to my music at a proper volume with proper speaker setup, and now finally I can. This place that I'm renting is a room in room. Basically, once I close the door, this is isolated, is in a community of other studios, more on that later. And basically this allows me to finally enjoy what I'm doing without the anxiety of what the neighbor will think. That said, I will also have the chance to set panels on the wall, do sound treatment, so I will know that what I'm doing, what I'm mixing and hearing is gonna be a great product. It's gonna be what I want other people to listen to. So yeah, that was the reason that initially I think a lot of people would think like, I want a room dedicated to my craft, whatever it is. And for us electronic musician, is pretty complex because we have so many things, and it's great now to have everything set up. This is not a huge room, it's around 18 square meter. I still mixed up with the American and European measurement, but it's pretty great and enough, more than enough for what I need right now. It's an asymmetrical room that sounds pretty good, I have to say. Not very tall ceiling, but yeah, I find it charming, and so far I'm really enjoying what I'm hearing. So again, This was the basic reason. It's like having a proper space. So I wanted to keep my home as home. What happened in the last few years, especially with the pandemic, is that a lot of us started working home. And so the difference between the working place and the leisure place, the relaxing place, the place where you spend valuable and good time with your family, start to be a little blurry. Me and my wife, for example, went through some I would say bumpy roads, because being together 24 hours a day and also share the same space both for family time and work time started to create a lot of complex situation, anxiety, and definitely was making our life not better. So we discussed a lot about what would be the best step for us to take. And of course, since I have a lot of stuff, the idea of getting a proper studio, moving out of house, and make house again the place where you go to relax, where you go to spend time with your family. In this case, my family is just my wife and my cat. It was something that we were cherishing. The idea was very, very alluring. And right now, again, it's a week that I'm having this space. I find that it's really healthy. The morning, going out, prepare, go to work. So this is gonna be work. I stay here 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever it needed. And then I go back. And when I go back, there's some sort of relief, because I don't have to think about music, I don't have to think about videos, I don't have to think about anything else, rather than cooking a good meal, spend time with my wife, have fun, talk. It's great. It's a great thing to separate work and living. And for us, for musicians, for artists, sometimes that is a complex matter, because we live out of passion. We want to live and for your craft, for our craft, and that's sometimes it's different, because we never get a vacation. We always think, I want to play music, I want that synth, I want to create that, I want blah 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 blah. So it can be stressful. It can actually impact on your mental health. So now I start feeling that this is my work, and I come here for work, and that's my home, and I go there for other reason. Both things are beautiful, and both things can work together separately. All right, now let's move to reason number 3. So my goal for 2023 is to do a lot of more collaboration. I start thinking that collaboration, especially in this world, is everything. Before it was hard for me to collaborate because, again, if I have to invite people, I wasn't very comfortable to make them come to my home. And, also you have to deal with the fact that somebody else lives in your home. And so it was always not a nice workflow. And I thought, if I have a right place, I can invite artists, I can invite anybody, and they can come here, we can share a space, and we can work together. And this is gonna be a sort of temple where creativity is pushed and honored. So I want this place in next month to become a place where I can invite other people that I admire, or other people that I want to collaborate with, and why not also do a lesson, private lesson, and invite people here and teach them in person. I feel that what we missed in these last few years is the contact with people. So having now a space that will allow me to have other coming in and share their thing, it's pretty amazing. So this was a simple reason, but I think very important. Now let's go to number 2. embrace the risk. So let's be honest, I didn't sleep for weeks when I decided and I finally put down the deposit for the studio. It's not cheap having this room. It's pretty expensive. It's, of course, it has some reasoning, and that will come again later. But it was for the first time in my life having to spend money for a space. So more than the rent, of course. So here in Berlin, it's cheaper than it would be in New York. That's also one reason why I moved out of the city and I decided to I choose Berlin as my next place to live, because it's a city that is thought better for artists than New York was. But also, I was like, now I have to pay for this place every month. And if a month things will not go well, I will have pressure. So while this for a lot of people could be scary and could be something like, I don't want to have this in my life, I actually realized that sometimes embracing the risk and go full in for that is the only way to make you get out of your comfort zone and get somewhere. I was in a point where I was very comfortable with the money I was earning and what I was doing, but life wasn't thrilling. Life was kind of boring. And that was when I was working in photography. Then I switched to music full time last year, and things started becoming very bumpy. I was like, now I do way less money than I used to. How am I gonna survive? And thanks to the support of my wife, because she really pushed me to follow my dreams, I realized that the more that I just go into it and the more that I find a way to support myself, it's a matter of survival, right? So the moment that you are out of the comfort zone is the moment in which you start thinking, what can I do now to raise up, to step up my game? So I decided the final step right now was getting a studio, a professional studio, make it pro, invest what you can. And from that moment on, the game is on. There's no more dream about, oh, if I would have the studio, then my life would be better, then my work would be better. Now it's the moment for me to really focus on what I'm doing. And, it's not a joke anymore. Not that it was a joke, but now I really have to make this something solid. And that's why I invested in this new camera in which that I'm using now. I invested in some lighting. So I want to really make things better and more professional. And I hope you guys will support and follow me in this journey, and things will go better and better. Not only, of course, in the content side, because guys, I'm in between two worlds. I like and love to do content. I like to share my passion. I like to teach, but I also am an artist. I do music, and so I want to do both things, and I want to keep creating good music and grow my audience also in that, and tour and blah, blah, blah. So now I embrace the risk, I embrace this lifestyle, and let's go on full in. Okay, and now let's go to the number one reason I decided to get this studio. The reason is the community. So this place is at Riverside, Berlin. Riverside is an historical complex of studio where amazing, top-notch artists have their studio. Of course, there's so many. I met through the guys at Yaltex, the guys that do those amazing MIDI. They put me in contact with Albert. His artist name is Albert. He has an amazing studio here, and through him I managed to find a place, which is not really easy. In Berlin, it's really hard to find a spot. Space is it's the most valuable currency here, I guess. And so he found this space for me, and then I got to meet amazing artists that are here. I'll put the link down below, check it out. One of my hero, Richie Otin, has a studio here, and I got to meet him. And you know, the fact that I am surrounded by artists that are arrived, that are, you know, established and famous, it's great. Make me feel the stupidest in the room, and that's what you want. It was long time since I felt this small, but in a good way. Whenever I'm having lunch with the other people, or I just talk with the other about what they do, I feel like, damn, there's so many things I need to learn. There's so many things I have to catch from them. And this is super, super exciting. The community is everything. I was thinking about that a few days ago. When you see online all of these, I'll tell you the secret to do better mixes, the secret to become famous or popular, blah, blah, blah. I always think, okay, this is just, you know, clickbaiting things. What I think is really important, and it could be the propeller for your career, for your creativity. I think community is everything. I've never been surrounded by like-minded people like this, never in Italy. And even in New York was pretty complex, because it wasn't really the place for my kind of craft, my kind of music. But now here it's amazing. Besides being in a studio that it's filled with top-tier artists, I enjoy the life here, because you go out and there's a community for everything, for ambient music, for modular music, and everybody's really serious about that. So living in the right city and being in touch with the right community, I think is the most valuable thing for your career. So I have a lot of idea on how I can also bring the community that I am in now in my video, in my contents. I want to do interview, I want to show their studio. There's some studio, there's Toby Neumann studio next to me, and guys, you should check it. It's insane, it's insane. Panpot is here. Also, they have an amazing studio. It's just like eye candy, and it's so exciting. I just go around and walk every day and talk with them, and I realize how doing music doesn't really mean only creating tracks, but there's many things you can do, many fields you can explore, and thrive off it. Thriving off of it? Well, I don't know. All right. Anyway, that is my first reason, the main one, and I hope it makes sense to you. And if I have to give you an advice and you want to start and you're talented, but you feel you are struggling, and sometimes you feel that you are not part of a community, you don't feel accepted, think about that. The most important thing I feel is being surrounded by peers, but a community that understands you, value you, and makes you thrive. I think learning from others, it's what excites me the most. And learning from artists that made it, artists that are there where you want to go, it's invaluable. It's worth by itself the price of this studio. Anyway, maybe I talk too much sometimes. I want to always keep things short and then they go long. But anyway, this is super exciting. I hope you guys will follow me in this journey. In the next week, my desk arrive, my rack furniture arrive. I will cable everything, and of course I'll be there filming it and tell you what I'm gonna do. So it could be inspiring, it could be fun to share and go on this journey together. All right, thanks for watching. I wish you a great rest of the week, and I'll see you next one. Ciao.